If you feel like you're constantly swimming upstream and everybody else is in a speedboat, I'm telling you right now, you're exactly where you should be. Many people think a difficult path means you've taken the wrong turn. Today, I'll show you why friction is exactly what you need to succeed and not be a one-hit wonder. If it were easy, it's probably not worth doing. And more importantly, it wouldn't belong to you. Social media is basically a lie. Everybody looks perfect 24/7. YouTube, although I kind of separate it slightly from social media, it looks like some people just start a YouTube channel and boom, they're off the races and the subs keep coming in at a fierce pace, 1,000 a week, 2,000 a day. The views go up, they're making tons of money, and it just seems so simple. But anything worth having has a price of admission. If you could find gold in the streets, how much would it be worth? I've made close to 1,200 videos, and I just feel like I'm hitting my stride. For many, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. You just got to keep going and keep going and keep going. One of the things I've learned being from the School of Hard Knocks is don't give up. Like Rocky said, it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up. And I'm just going to keep cranking at this thing. Is it great to have views? Yes. Is it great to make a whole big chunk of change? Sure. It gives you some sort of validation that you're hitting your mark and hitting your path. You've gotten your audience. Some people can just get in a car, they've got the audience for whatever reason, probably deserve it, and they just start talking about anything. And the views come in. And the subs go up. And there you go. Maybe it's because I'm trying to do things that are a little different and a little unique for YouTube. I'm talking about lessons learned the hard way. Sometimes people don't want to hear that. They want to hear it's easy. They want to hear the quick fix. As I'm filming this right now, the Winter Olympics 2026 are going on. I'm a big hockey fan, and it's amazing to watch the prelims. US and Canada were just freaking knocking it out of the ballpark, both the women's and men's teams, and they were just cranking it out and succeeding, and it looked like it was just going to be a non-event. And then it came to the medal rounds. What happened? What changed? The players on the teams didn't change. What they were thinking, their level of dedication changed. And so far, every major medal contention in the hockey realm has gone down to like overtime. The Canadians just won their game to go to the gold medal round, and they scored in the last 30 seconds of regular time. But boy, when you turned on the game at the beginning, they were down 2-0. It didn't look like they were going to succeed, but they just didn't quit. They just didn't give up. And even though both teams knew in their mind that they could win, and quite frankly, one goal shy, that's like one bad play. Centimeters sometimes hitting the post. It can go either way. And that's a lot like anything you do in life. And YouTube is just a giant metaphor for that. You can slog out 1,000, 1,200 videos, and I've had some that have gone to 1 million views and some that have racked up the big money. But a lot of my videos so far have only a couple hundred, maybe a couple thousand views. Why is that? If a goal is easy to achieve, the market value of that goal is oversaturated. It just doesn't mean anything. When the first 2 people made it to the top of Everest, that was a big deal. Now it's a conga line to get to the top of it. People die, and that's very unfortunate, but it almost appears that if you pay your money, you're taking a chance. But what's it mean when hundreds, if not thousands of people can get to the top of Everest each year? Why would you want to go? The difficulty of your path protects your future. The Wright brothers, how many times did they go to Kitty Hawk before they actually flew their aircraft and were successful? A lot of people don't even know that it wasn't the first time that they got there. They were looking at the whole approach on a whole different perspective. They were using and utilizing other crafts and ideas in their arsenal of thoughts and imagination, a la running a bicycle shop, to succeed, where Langley, who was funded by the US government, had unlimited funds, was a really smart guy, and he didn't succeed. Why is that? There's a lot of martial arts training out there. My school was Jersey style, street style. It wasn't about getting the black belt. The black belt is important, but where some people got a black belt in martial arts in 6 months, 9 months, a year, in what we used to call black belt mills, it took me 10 years. I might have been a klutz, took longer because of maybe I just didn't get it, but I wanted a black belt from the school I went to, where it meant something. Occasionally we would bring in black belts, and other schools would come visit our school, and you could tell the black belts from other schools, they just weren't the same. I'm not trying to say that they weren't qualified. Whatever their criteria was, made sense. But we were a Jersey street style. We trained as if we were going to counter bad people in the streets, both from the sense to walk away from things where you didn't want to get involved in something that was going to go in a bad direction, developing your spidey sense on that. One of the things my sensei said all the time was, if you're going to get hit in the dojo, where it's a controlled environment and you can learn from it. You don't want to feel like you're indestructible, and then the first time somebody really gives you a good solid punch, you're shocked because nobody's ever done that to you in the school where you studied. Why is that? Why do we accept the honor of black belt when we know in our mind we're probably not there? Why do so many people accept a rank or a position and it's like fake it till you make it? You probably know in your heart that you're not there, and yet you take the award, everybody's kind of pumping you up. The real test is when something's going to happen to you that you can't control in an environment that you're not planning for. It's just going to happen. You wouldn't believe it today based on some of the things you see on social media, but humans in general are anti-fragile. You need stressors in order to move on in life. Do you remember what it was like when you were a kid and you would put everything in your mouth to test it out? You would try to stand up and walk and then run and then do all sorts of things. You would see how breakable objects were, yourself. You were anti-fragile then, and you're anti-fragile now. You're as strong as you want to be, and you need stressors in your life and setbacks in order for you to achieve your personal best, your awesomeness. There's a study, and I'll link it down below. Results show that those that are stressed in life appreciate life so much more than those that had it easy. Maybe that's why people that come from lots of money get into all sorts of things they shouldn't do, just because they're trying to find their path. Sometimes we give our kids too much, provide them too many resources. Think about that all the time. Everybody has to go through a personal journey. They have to find themselves. And it's not easy. Look at your setbacks as opportunities to grow and to prepare you for what's next. I get a lot of questions about these patches in the back and my 48-star flag. This is the past. I've always wanted a 48-star flag because it reminds me of the last time America had the level of challenges it has today. And all of these patches are experiences and places and locations and projects that I worked on. And there were a lot of setbacks, trust me. Nothing went as smooth as we would like it to go. In future videos, I'll talk about these models, why they're in front of me. Each one of these are experiences that I had, aircraft that I flew, the opportunity, the gift of working on these projects in their fundamental stages. That was incredible. Railgun, fundamental stage. So there'll be future videos where we'll talk about all those setbacks, all those challenges, because there were a lot of them. I want to leave you with two thoughts. I usually get what I want, but I never get it in the time that I think I should have it. What's that mean? I found an outstanding partner. Did I find that person right away? No. I had to kiss a lot of frogs, and I'm sure I was a frog to a lot of people in their lives, just didn't match up. But once I found that person, it was magical. Had kids later in life. They're pretty amazing. Are they perfect? No. Are they struggling, especially in today's world where we don't know what AI is going to do to their future jobs? Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. That's reality. Stop asking why life is hard and start thinking, what is this experience that I'm going through now preparing me for in the future? One final thought. Don't pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure the challenges that you're going to face in order to achieve what your personal reason for being is. Not everybody finds it during their life, but if you really give it an honest shot and kind of embrace the suck, there's no other way to say it sometimes, I think you're going to find that you'll get to a place that you won't be able to get if you take an easy path. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in videos like this, please post your thoughts and ideas below. This is different for me. I do a lot of repair videos and how-to videos. Some of the things to do that are the most important, the personal journeys and the mistakes I've made that you can learn from so you can make new ones and you don't have to repeat the ones I've done. Thanks for watching.